Okay, I want to start today with a little geography riddle.
Oh, I'm ready. Let's hear it.
Where in the world can you be standing at, well, the exact center of the world, in a time zone that never changes, eating what is allegedly the best rice dish on Earth?
Hmm.
All while trying to figure out which professional video game team to invest in.
That is a very, very specific place. You have to be talking about the intersection of latitude 0 and longitude 0.
I am. And that intersection is the whole premise of the deep dive we're doing today. We are unpacking the business case for Ghana as the future esports hub for Africa.
It's such a fascinating pitch, and what I love is our source material. It's not some dry government report.
Yeah.
We're analyzing a really passionate pitch from a guy named Kwesi Hayford.
Right. He's a huge esports advocate, and the context here is key. He's speaking during Ghana's 68th year of independence, right as a new government is talking about a total economic reset.
And that word reset, he uses it very deliberately. He's signaling to investors that this isn't just business as usual. He wants them to see Ghana as the gateway to the whole continent.
So that's what we're going to unpack. Because, invest in video games in West Africa might sound a bit niche.
It might, yeah.
But Hayford's argument is about logistics, visa policies, power grids, and farming.
Oh, we're definitely getting to the farming. But you're right, we have to start with the macro picture first.
The center of the world claim.
Yeah.
Usually that's just marketing fluff, right?
It is, but in this case, he's being literal. He anchors his whole pitch on the coordinates. Ghana is right there at the intersection of the equator and the Greenwich Meridian.
So geographically, it is the center.
It is, but he immediately pivots that from a fun fact into a business argument.
Yeah.
It's not about the map, it's about the clock.
GMT 00, universal time.
Exactly. I mean, think about global business. If you're in New York trying to sync with Tokyo, it's a nightmare. Someone's always up at a crazy hour. But if you're on GMT 00, you're perfectly in sync with London. You're the bridge between the Americas and Asia. There's no complex math.
And for esports, for live broadcasting, that's huge.
That's the key. You want a time zone that can capture the most eyeballs globally. He's basically saying, base your operations here, and you plug directly into the world's motherboard.
It's a powerful centralization argument, but you can't just rely on the clock. You have to physically get people there.
And that's his whole gateway concept. He starts listing off the flight paths, direct to Morocco, to Nigeria, Senegal. He's trying to show it's not isolated.
He paints it as a hub, and not just by air, right? He mentions the road corridors.
Yeah, driving east to Togo, Benin, north to Burkina Faso, which is so important for the hardware side of things. Moving servers, consoles, stage equipment.
Physical atoms, not just digital bits.
Exactly. But honestly, the bureaucratic rows he mentions are even more important.
You're talking about the visas.
The visa on arrival policy.
No.
I mean, this is a massive pain point for doing business in so many parts of the world. The red tape can kill a project.
So why is that specifically critical for esports? More so than, say, tax breaks?
Because esports is a traveling circus.
Yeah.
You have players flying in from Korea, Brazil, the U.S.
All over
And
it.
if your star player gets their visa denied or stuck in processing for months, your whole tournament is ruined. The sponsors bail, fans are angry.
So it's about speed, reducing friction.
Totally. He's telling investors, you land, you get the stamp, you get to work, no 6-month planning cycle just to enter the country.
He even makes a point about the weather, which I thought was funny. He says, all year good weather, no snow.
It sounds like a tourist pitch, but it's a logistics point. Snow grounds flights. It cancels events. If you're promising a 247 economy, you need that physical reliability. It's an assurance of continuity.
Okay, so we've got the location and the access. But you can't run a digital economy without infrastructure. And this is where that new government idea comes back.
It's a really strong theme. He keeps talking about this political shift, and he uses this great gaming metaphor.
The reset.
Like resetting a tournament bracket. He says the government wants to reset the country, implying a clean slate. And the core of that strategy is what he calls the 24-hour economy.
What does that actually mean? Because city that never sleeps usually just means there's a diner open late.
Right. But here, it's a real policy push. It means encouraging businesses to run 3 shifts, keeping public transport going 247. In many places, the economy just shuts down at night.
And for gaming, that's a non-starter.
Gaming is nocturnal by nature. Tournaments run late. Streamers are on at all hours. You can't have the arena close at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
To be a global hub, you have to be open when the globe is awake.
And to be open, you need the tech stack. He talks about 5G, but he also hits the big one, the elephant in the room for that
A
region.
power grid,
Yeah.
the dumb sore issue. These persistent rolling blackouts have historically been a nightmare for businesses in Ghana.
You can't run a server farm if the power keeps cutting out.
Of course not. And he tackles it head on. He says the government has stabilized the grid that, quote, the lights are on. He's trying to de-risk the most fundamental piece of the puzzle for any tech investor.
And right after power, he goes to safety. He makes a specific point about being able to walk around at 1 in the morning.
It all links back to that 24-hour economy. If you want people out at arenas and cafes late at night, they have to feel safe. He's fighting against any negative perceptions an investor might have.
So we have the place, the power, the policy. Now we get to the people. And this is where the pitch gets, well, it gets tasty.
The vibe economy. This is my favorite part because it's so human.
He literally lists good food as a core reason to invest. And he is not messing around when it comes to jollof rice.
He refuses to even debate it. He's like, Ghana jollof is the best, no argument, just throws down the gauntlet.
I love it. But seriously, is there a business case there? Or is he just having fun?
I think there absolutely is. It's about soft power. He says good food and hospitality are how you close deals. It makes the location sticky. Yeah. If an investor or a pro player flies in and they love the food, the music, the nightlife, they want to come back. They tell their friends. It's not just a sterile business trip.
It's an experience you actually enjoy.
Exactly. And he connects that to the people, the workforce. He describes the youth as enthusiastic and resilient. He's saying there's this real hunger to build something.
He calls the country an entertainment hub.
Which is so crucial. He points to the December festivities and Heritage Month in March.
The whole Deady December thing.
It's become this huge global phenomenon. The diaspora comes home, tourists flood in, spending goes way up. Hayford's point is, we already know how to throw a party. We know how to host the world. Esports can just plug into that existing energy.
You don't have to build the fun from scratch.
It's already there.
So let's plug it in. What is the actual esports opportunity he's pitching? Because it's clearly more than just kids in an internet cafe.
Way beyond that. He's very clear about the professionalization of the scene. He says there are about 15 pro teams that are actual registered business entities.
And why is that distinction, registered business entities, so important?
It changes everything for an investor. A random group of friends is not an asset you can invest in, but a registered company. You can sign contracts with them, buy equity, do sponsorship deals. It moves it from a hobby into a real industry.
So the teams are there, but he sees a big piece missing.
The arena gap. He makes an explicit call for capital to build large arenas. And he's smart. He says they should be multi-use for concerts, tech conferences, everything.
It's a real estate play.
A classic one. The talent exists, the audience exists, but the stage is missing. He's inviting investors to come build the theaters for this whole show.
He also mentions digital real estate like tournament platforms.
Right, the software side. He sees a need for platforms built for the African market, maybe something that integrates with mobile money easily or works better on lower bandwidth.
And education, putting esports into school curriculums.
That's the long game. Building the pipeline for the next generation of players, but also casters, managers, developers, the whole ecosystem.
And he wraps it all together under this idea of esports tourism.
Which brings the entire pitch full circle, right? You have the easy flights, the visa on arrival, the safe nightlife, the big new arena. So people fly in for a tournament.
And they stay for the jollof.
They stay for the jollof, they spend money, it all works together.
You know, most of these pitches are pretty standard, but he threw in a curveball at the end that I am still thinking about.
Let me guess. The farming.
Yes, agricultural esports. I've never heard those two words together. What on earth was he talking about?
It sounds wild, but it's actually kind of brilliant when you break it down. He's suggesting investing in farming to specifically grow, produce, that supports a gamer's healthy lifestyle.
Like high-performance mangoes?
Kind of. The old stereotype of gamers living on chips and soda is dead at the pro level. These are high-performance athletes.
Right.
They need specific nutrition for focus, for eye health, for stamina over a 12-hour gaming session.
So he's talking about investing in the actual supply chain for the human body.
Exactly. Don't just invest in the computer screen. Invest in the fuel that powers the person staring at it. It connects the rural, agrarian economy to the modern digital one.
That is incredibly forward-thinking.
It is. He pairs it with things like fashion for gamers, too. He gets that gaming isn't just a hobby, it's a lifestyle identity. And
Mhm.
if you can capture all the spending around that identity, what they eat, what they wear, where they travel, it's a much bigger market.
He's basically pitching a gamer-centric economy.
That's the perfect way to put it. If you build a country that works for esports, with a 24-hour economy, great digital infrastructure, safety, good nutrition, you're actually building a country that works for the entire future tech workforce.
That's the real thesis. Gamers are just the first wave.
I think so. The coordinates are right. The government is hitting reset. The vibe is there. The only question is who's going to step up and build the arena.
And who's going to grow the gamer fuel? It makes you redefine what infrastructure even means. It's not just roads anymore. It's server latency, visa policy, and yeah, apparently the quality of your fruit.
And the synchronization of your watch.
It's a compelling case. It seems like Ghana is raising its hand and saying, we are ready.
Definitely a pitch worth watching. It'll be interesting to see if the capital follows.
Same here. Well, that's it for this deep dive. Go check your time zone, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Stay curious.
Bye for now.